cousin died when we were both 17. There was a reception at his house just after the funeral. I went into his room and stole all the money that was there, took some other valuables that his parents wouldn't realize were gone. No one knows that I did it, they just assumed he didn't have any money in his room, only loose change. I don't regret it, but I will never admit I did it. Also, my cum box.
Elaborate on this cum box, please.
Well, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a shoebox, or at least once was, and whenever I'm mad, I cum into it. I've had it for 2 or 3 years now, I think, so it has a fair amount of cum. It smells atrocious, and I tried to burn it once. When I lit it on fire, it was too damp due to the cum that it simply sizzled and didn't manage to actually light up. Turns out burning cum smells awful, so I had to spray it with a deodorant body spray just to get the old smell of burnt cum away. It also has some drenched papers stuck to it. That's pretty much it.
I am the guy with 2 p. Ask me anything.
So when you how do you control the mouse?
I tore a hole in my ball sack on a rusty nail sticking out of dock. Anyone need more info? Edit 2 hours later, peeps wanna know. I was working at a summer camp and we had to put the docks in the lake at the beginning of the summer. We had to carry the floating docks down and put them in place and attach them and all that good stuff. They would get a bit worn over the winter with the freeze and thaw. I was sitting on the dock with my legs in the water when we were done. I was wearing a pair of Umbro shorts, very thin material, and I decided to go for a quick swim. I put my hands on either side of my thighs and picked myself up an inch and slid forward into the water. I did not see the rusty nail head sticking up between my legs and I slid over it. As I entered the water, the terrible pain from my crotch spread throughout my body. I had torn open my ball sack on a rusty nail head. As I popped up from under the water, screaming, my coworkers were laughing because they thought I was screaming because the water was still cold. It did not even bleed right away. The nail had torn right down the center line of my sack. I could see my balls and the tubes, etc. inside. After a quick look, I did not look again because it made me feel lightheaded. I was bundled into the truck and we hauled ass to the hospital to get stitched up. My ball sack and nuts, after the initial swelling, were no worse for the wear. You can't really see any scar now because it was right on the center line. Some stitches and antibiotics and a tetanus shot, and I was good as new. The pain was pretty bad, but not as bad as you would think. Weird, right?
No, please, no more.
My poop scissors. No clarification needed.
Wrong, my friend. Clarification is definitely needed.
Alright, I'm drunk, so I'll get it out there. When I was younger, I only took shits like 3 times a week, instead of every day like a normal kid. I also ate a shit ton, so these tri-weekly shits would more often than not be generously proportioned. I clogged our toilets so much and my parents would get pissed. Problem was, these monster shits weren't going anywhere, so I had to get creative. Enter the poop scissors, a nice, strong, sturdy pair of scissors from the junk drawer. If I took a shit that I felt was just too big, no problem. I'd use my poop scissors to chop it up into pieces, thus making it flushable. As you may imagine, they got used quite often and poop got caked onto them real fast. I quickly realized that these scissors could never be used for normal use ever again, so each time I was finished with them, I wrapped them up in a handkerchief and hid them in my closet. Haven't used them in like 8 years or so, but they're still in there. You show me a 12-year-old who doesn't have a pair of poop scissors, and I will mail you my poop scissors.
Please don't ever mail me your poop scissors. Ever.